Hello and welcome to KMTV News. Today I'm Selin Bukari. Let's take a look at stories we are following. Council of Patriots denies allegation that their December 30 protest is intended to call on President Weah to step down. Transco Power Project gets completion but wants government and LDC take ownership. Action Aid in partnership with Medical Liberia ends a day-long women's economic justice policy dialogue in Monroeville.
Yo, what's up, man? LIB, this is your boy D12. You already know, Mr. Born to Win. I'm gonna be live in Liberia performing live for the Shinto Bell and Roll Festival that's happening on Saturday, December 21st and Sunday, December 22nd. It's gonna be super crazy. There's gonna be a meet and greet December 19th at the Shinto Rehab. It's gonna be super, and there's also gonna be the after party for the conference on the 20th. It's gonna be crazy. Come out and make history, man. Your boy D12 is gonna be live. You already know what it is. Let's get it.
Welcome to KMTV News. In today's development, Action Aid in partnership with Medical Liberia have ended a day-long women's economic justice policy dialogue in Monroeville. The program, held under the theme towards a just feminist economy, brought together officials of government, the private sector, including local marketers, to discuss issues inhabiting the growth of businesses operated by Liberian women. According to the organizer, the roundtable was necessary in attempting to influence government's policies that reflect Liberian business women and create opportunities for evolution.
We saw it very important to be able to facilitate and implement this dialogue to address the current economic issue within the country, specifically as it pertains to women, economic empowerment, and access to the economy. And we felt that it was necessary to begin this conversation and to push duty bearers to be able to influence policy that reflect the needs of women in the economy, and to ensure that women have access to new markets, women have access to credit lines, whether it's through having land, having ownership to land as collateral, for them to be able to access loans. It's also important that we take a feminist approach, as we establish policies, within the economy to reflect the needs of women. And just based on the series of work that we've done within our various initiatives, we have realized that there's been a gap in the economy in terms of having gender responsive services to meet the needs of women and to ensure that women have access to the market. And because of that niche and because of that gap, we thought it was really important for us to begin the conversation by implementing this policy dialogue with various stakeholders to be able to influence the policy environment and to secure gender responsive policies that respond to women's economic needs.
We see some from the informal. Why the informal sector?
I think informal is extremely important. I think the informal sector plays a huge role within the Liberian economy, and it contributes to the revenue as well. And so it's important for us to ensure that they are equally represented, and so that their voices and their influence is driving policy agenda within the country as well.
What do you hope to achieve in this?
I think we hope to achieve awareness so that women are fully aware, of their rights, are fully aware of the type of policies and services that they need to be able to secure their economic justice. We also hope to ensure that duty bearers are also listening, and that policy environment is being influenced so that the right policies are put in place to be able to support women as they access the market, whether it's through loan, whether it's through both informal and informal sector, whether it's through credit lines, so that women are able to secure their economic liberty.
She is Patient Lanford, head of policy and programs at Action Aid Liberia. Some of the women attending the dialogue shared some of their experiences as well as challenges impeding the smooth operations and growth of their businesses, as their statements were flanked by Roosevelt Ford, Assistant Director for Research and Technical Services at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning.
It is very difficult to get money from banks. To your question, because it's not an event, it's a process. And it depends how much you want from the bank. If you don't have an internal contact, you cannot get the money from the bank easily.
The time we started the market, the breaking t-shirt, the raw t-shirt, everything was pressed on little bit. You put in a 5,000 inside, you saw it far away. You put in a 10,000 inside, you saw it far away. And now, you put 15,000 there, you bring your plastic never again for. You put 19,000 there, the BB put in, over about 15 US. You spend, you get $80 when you buy three days, you buy money finish. The problem there, the bank cash check. You take the bank money, see get on your avoiding.
So you're scared of the bank? Hey man, you're not telling where we go?
The cash check, the problem on the bank, you take the money and put it in the market. And you thinking that you go to take the money from in the market and pay about it. In our last way, I know that the money, I know the money, you got to take the money and pay them.
So you got a D-hole for all the money again to pour the hole.
Okay. Well, to involve it, I think the Susu, we are in it.
My interest is in what are those specific issues that you are facing in terms of your business prospect. One of the participants also lifted it, and I hope that going forward we'll discuss it further, is the whole idea of access to finance. And the thing about banks, and you say juju money, not juju money, the way it is structured is that most instances you have, the bank will give you money for a short time, we call it duration, right? So they'll give you the money, the interest rate will be high, then the time you say will pay back will be short. So by the time you go, say the person will go into Lofa to go and get pepper and chicken. By the time you buy the pepper, the roll by, you come back to town, it's after 2 weeks, the access bank people behind you for your money. So I think part of the discussion we'll be having is that how do we solve those problems? Part of the problem too, if you have money, say your parent gave it to you, they say that your own money, and in finance we say that's equity, not debt. But how well do you manage it? What sort of business are you in? Are you in a business because you see somebody doing it, or because that's your passion to do it? Because business running is a difficult thing.
The Liberia Initiative for Empowerment has taken the message of sexual and gender-based violence against women and girls to the sporting arena. The program, held Monday according to Life Executive Director Jody Seaton, was intended to make sports decision makers be enlightened about the negative vices SGBV have on women and girls in the society. Followed by her is the country director of International Rescue Committee, who graced the occasion, cautioned Liberians to work hard in eradicating violence against women and girls.
Today's program is in commemoration of the 60-day activism against gender-based violence. This day was set aside in recognition of the violence against women and girls, and also bring together stakeholders from different societies to join hands and talk about this serious problem that we face in the society. Liberia Initiative for Empowerment, otherwise, to partner with the Liberia Football Association to speak out loud on the violence that girls and women face in the society. And sports, especially football, is no exemption. But knowing about those things in Liberia, do you realize that not having gender equality stops our nation from moving forward? Do you realize that? If women are not equal, if girls are not equal, if girls are victims of FGM, female genital mutilation, if girls are being held back at home and not sent to school to get education, how do we move a nation forward? When half of your population is being held back, when half of your population are victims of violence, do you understand that is wrong for our nation? That tells us we have work to be done.
And as I thought about the topic of generation equality, realizing women's rights, I said, what does it mean to us in Liberia? Equality. That means young boys, if your sister can wash dishes, you can wash dishes too, right? If your sister can clean the house, you can clean the house as well. If you're entitled to education, your sister is equally entitled to education. Yes? Because if you train a girl, if you educate a girl, guess what? You educate a community, you educate a nation, and you educate a society. Don't forget that.
Also speaking were Football Association President Mustafa Raji and Maigibi District 3 Representative Ellen Ware, who both in their respective capacities promised to work in making the call against sexual and gender-based violence be upheld. But first is Maigibi District 3 Representative, followed by LFA President Mustafa Raji.
And it breaks my heart even more to know that we're able to pass the Domestic Violence Act this year, sometime in August. It was signed into law by our President of the Republic of Liberia. Yet, we are still at the junction where we found a lot of violations still going on. What can we do? The United Nations have designated 2030 to be the end of gender violence. But if we cannot start now, I don't know when we're going to start. We should give our younger ones the chance to grow. They shouldn't be violated. But I would say to all of us here today that it starts from the home. It starts with us. We have to stand up. Things that we used to sweep under the carpet in the name of culture, gone are those days. We need to put a stop to it. This is the time.
I feel, when we talk about rape of kids, young girls that continue to go around the country, and we are happy that a member of the executive committee will come up with this idea and initiative to speak against rape. Rape not just for the young ones, but for the older ones as well. I think that we need to work hard and see how we can stop it. We are willing, as the Football Association, to work with all other organizations using football as a tool to put an end to rape. Also look at giving opportunity to young girls, women and girls, not the ones that are just involved in football. As part of our responsibility as the Football Association, we started when we joined the Football Association by trying to increase the number of women in football at the level of the administration, at the level of increasing the number of women football teams. We believe that it's our responsibility to give more women a chance in administration, in all sectors in Liberia, to ensure that their presence are felt.
Well, if you just joined us, this is a reminder that you are watching News Today on KMTV. I'm Selin Bukari. We now take this short break to bring you more developments.
What's up, Liberia? What's up, Liberia? So if you would give me joy, Angela. What's up, Liberia? It's your Rockstar Kwangin. So you can catch me performing live at the Belt and Boating Town PF Festival on the Saturday, December 21st, and on Sunday, December 22nd at the SKD Sports Complex. Meet and greet will happen. All Whites Party on the 19th at the Central Rehab. Conference Party will happen on the 20th. And come, let's make history together. Rockstar Kwangin is going to be there, so come. Let's have fun. Don't stay home. Come, let's have fun. It's Rockstar Kwangin. I love you. Rockstar Africa number one. I would die on top of your matter. Kasha, Bibi, Haba, you make me be tire, baby, Rockstar.
No stress, sending back to anything down. I saw it, don't be shamed.
Welcome back and thanks for rejoining. The project director of Transco Cote d'Ivoire, Liberia, Sierra Leone Gaining Power Project, director has expressed optimism for the completion of the project slated for March 2020. This, according to Transco Program Director Eaton Bale, comes after numerous assessments demonstrated by the implementing team in assuring that Liberia-led neighboring countries meet the deadline. He, however, cautioned the Liberian government and LDC to take ownership of the initiative.
My impression is that we are satisfied, but as now the time is very short, we want to be concerned, because now it's better to be concerned and to alert the contractors to go fast so that we will not rush at March. Okay, so we are now advising them or even instructing them to go for a close collaboration because there are two on the ground, NCC and Siwa, to collaborate together and to see the best way to save time. The whole Liberia, we have four substations, and here Morovia, and also Bikanan, Yekepa, and Mano, and this will be completed by a fifth one in Botota. Okay, the whole Liberia is to address energy challenges in the whole Liberia and extend it to the whole 4 countries. That's why we are here. That's why the countries made this effort to set up this company to do it in the framework of ECOWAS, to be hopeful. And above that, all the region. We are, by this project, it will be a connection to which all the 14 ECOWAS states will be connected. And soon, Liberia can export, Liberia can import. Any big company in the framework of the future electricity market, maybe in 3 years, 4 years, is tomorrow. You can buy energy from anywhere. That's a fact. So we should be hopeful, and we Africans, we have to work for our continent. We have to work for our region, and we are committed to that. Thank you.
He is Transco Program Director there, cautioning the government of Liberia and LDC to take ownership of the project. Independent Council of Patriots has termed planned protest action by Council of Patriots as worrisome and has no magnitude of peace and stability. According to the chairman Rufus Newell, COP is a grieving and political seeking organization with no moral attributes but to derail the forward march of the country. Mr. Newell says COP planned action is unconstitutional, something he noted should not be considered.
You've been hearing about protests for December 30th, right? Yes. That protest is not constitutional. That protest is not democratic. Said that they are organizing that protest to bring government down and to cause destruction. I am a peacemaker. I represented the young people of this country in the legislature through the transitional government. We disarmed most of the young people. Today, some of our people are affected by the war have still not recovered. So it's a very difficult challenge for us. Notwithstanding, we want peace, we want stability, we want unity, we want love in our country. All we need. That's all we need. The new group of people that are organizing protest for December 30th, they don't want to exercise their democratic rights. They want chaos, they want destruction, they want government to move from office, they want to break down our peace and the very fabric of our society. To the December protest, we say no. We say no because it is not an exercise of the democratic rights of our fellow Liberians. It is a plot intended to bring mayhem in our country, a plot intended to bring looting in our country, and to bring the destruction of our lives and property.
On the other hand, the Council of Patriots has denied allegation that December 30 protest is intended to call on President Weah to step down as being speculated. According to COP Acting Chair Muhammad Ali, such statement is false, is based on individual comments and not the Council. He unveiled that the intention of the protest is to request the government of Liberia to implement the accounts and recommendations proffered during the June 7 protest.
The COP wants to let the government understand that there is absolutely nothing treasonous in citizens gathering in a peaceful manner to interact with various functionaries of their government. We therefore call on the government of Liberia through the Ministry of Justice to retract such threats and false allegations against peaceful Liberians. Additionally, we want the Liberian people to know that there is absolutely nowhere in our communication to the government where we mention that we are embarking on a campaign to ask the president of Liberia to step down or resign. But even if we did, we still will not be in violation of the laws, as there is no law that forbids any citizen from asking public servants, including the president of Liberia, to resign for a just cause. The government's response was simply based on rumors, gossips, and as they claim what they, the government and their agents, heard people in their individual capacities stated either on radio or that expressed on social media. We like to remind the government that the Liberian Constitution of 1986 remains validly operative and applicable in the instant case. Moreover, to say that Liberians assemble peaceably to ask their government to address the worsening economic situation across the country, theft of public resources, runaway greed and unchecked corruption in public service, collapsed health system, several months of unpaid salaries, and a lawful reduction in civil servant salary under the guise of quote-unquote harmonization, etc., is tantamount to treason, subversion, and levying war against the state is not only preposterous and ludicrous, but also amounts to demonstrated act on the part of the government of Liberia to deny its citizens to exercise their rights as enshrined in Articles 1 and 17 of the 1986 Constitution.
That's Mohammed Ali, Council of Patriot Acting Chair, denying allegation that the December 30 protest is intended to call President Weah to step down. An American-based insurance company owned and operated by a Liberian entrepreneur named and styled Peter Masakwe Insurance Company located in New Jersey, the United States of America, has donated modern broadcast equipment to the management of Creative Minds Television. Speaking Monday during the presentation of the items, the President and Chief Executive Officer of the insurance company, Peter Masakwe, said that the donation was an initial contribution to the KMTV family for its professional news and event-related activities in Liberia, of which they in the diaspora really appreciate.
I'm here today on behalf of my company and my family to present to the Creative Minds Television Network, KMTV, a studio equipment. We'll be presenting an all-in-one HP computers and a studio microphones to enhance your work. Over the years, your institution, KMTV, and your staff have provided quality information to Liberians and other nationals in the diaspora. Through your medium, we are able to get fresh information from Liberia, be it political, social, and developmental activities. For that, we remain grateful. As a former journalist myself, I felt the need to come today to present this equipment because I know these are things that are needed in the newsroom, especially when it comes to production. And I promise to do more in my capacity to help in every way I can. I will also love it with other business practitioners or media practitioners in the United States to see how best we can help KMTV and other journalists struggling. Like I said, this is just the initial ones. We have big plans to do more because KMTV has been there promoting our business through advertisement, and we remain grateful to that. So we can't do much, but to just say thank you for your work. So we hope that you can use these gadgets for more productivities in reporting accurate news.
And in response, the Chief Executive Officer of KMTV Liberia, Ronald Jackson, lauded Mr. Masakwe and his company for what he termed as timely and meaningful gesture. According to him, the new gadgets have further equipped KMTV Liberia for its many viewers locally and internationally. Mr. Jackson used the occasion to encourage other Liberians to see the need to support struggling but potential Liberian businesses to ensure they contribute to society.
I want to say thank you to Mr. Peter Masako for this donation. I actually don't think it is as little as you want to make it sound, because an all-in-one computer is just giving us, more arm and ammunition to be able to do the work we're doing here. So we want to say we are grateful for thinking about us in the first place. Some people, you are one of our high value customers, because for a year now you've learned your ad here from Peter Masako Insurance, and you are based way in the States. Your insurance company is way in the States, while we have Liberian businesses on the ground. We struggle to get them to even come and advertise. You could decide one day you don't need the advertisement anymore, but you are also using it as a medium to support what we're doing. So we are very glad that you thought about us in your trip, looking at coming home to get married. Some people use it as an excuse not to help a lot of people, but you still put it in your plan. And we look at this as thousands of dollars. Just the intent to do it speaks volume. So we want to use this medium to tell Liberians home and abroad to follow the example of Mr. Masako. If 5, 6, 7 Liberians, do what we're doing, we won't lack anything, and we will have the capacity to serve you more. So we want to say thank you, and we appreciate it on behalf of
Thank you, appreciate it. It's my pleasure.
Thank you.
His Ronald Jackson, Chief Executive Officer of KMTV Liberia, appreciating the Chief Executive Officer of Peter Masako Insurance Company. With that development, we come to the end of KMTV News today, but before we go, a recap of the headlines. Council of Patriots denies allegation that their December 30th protest is intended to call on President Weah to step down. Transco power project gets completion, but once government and LDC take ownership. Action Aid, in partnership with Medical Liberia, ends a day-long women's economic justice policy dialogue in Monroeville. Also, many thanks to you for being there. For more news and information, log on to www.kmtvliberia.com. I'm Selin Bukhari. Thanks for watching.
Looking for a quality and affordable insurance company? Then look no further. Peter Masako Insurance, located in central New Jersey, is one of the best around. Peter Masako Insurance specializes in homeowners insurance, auto insurance, life insurance, business insurance, and many more. We even offer a free financial planning consultation. We partner with over 20 top-rated companies to make sure we provide affordable prices to our clients. We have a full bilingual staff to fit your needs as well. Let Peter Masako Insurance help you today.